Terima kasih banyak Pak Dr. Arif Bowo. Terima kasih ini. Thank you so much everyone for inviting me to attend this lecture and to give a lecture on this for 2 hours. And I'm very excited that when I come to Mercu Buana, it seems that I'm coming to my second university, because I have been giving talks and lectures at Mercu Buana since long time ago. I think 10 years ago. And even Dr. Arif Bowo, we have been friends more than 10 years. Because Pak Arif, he did his PhD at Universiti Sains Malaysia. So while Pak Arif Bowo was writing his thesis, PhD thesis at USM, so we are like friends, right, Pak Arif? And then we can see the differences in our physical appearances. When we met like 10 years ago, we were still young. We are still young.
Yes.
Yes, we are still young, but then we can see that we have aged for a few years. But that is good. So I am very happy today because I believe that most of the participants for today's class are the student of correct? Magister Management.
Yes.
Well, actually, I would like to have these face-to-face classes because when we are talking about business communication, when you're talking about culture, it is better to have face-to-face classes. And then you can see the real interaction and the real differences in communication. Even though I am from Malaysia, we are adik and abang yang Malaysia and Indonesia. Malaysia is adik, abangnya jelas itu Indonesia. But then if we are together and we talk to each other, and you can see how I conduct the class, you can feel the differences. I believe that even Pak Arif, when he was in USM, he could feel all the cultural differences. Even though we are from satu rumpun, we are from one rumpun, rumpunnya Melayu. But then when we are together, you can feel the differences, the cultural differences, right? In order to feel the cultural differences, you have to be at that place. For example, because I'm so used to come to Indonesia, and then my bahasa Indonesia juga is quite okay. My logatnya is quite okay. Then that is good. I feel very welcome in Indonesia. So every time when I see people, I see friends, I feel welcome. Well, actually, I have spent my time 8 days ago. I was in Palu, right? I was in Palu since Saturday last week. I had conferences on Monday and Tuesday at 7 and 8 November. At UNTAD, Universiti Todolaku. And then afterwards, I have programs like every day. I have program with the university over there, with the University Al Khairat, with University Muhammadiyah, and also Universiti Tadulaku. So every time I went there, my time was only limited for 2 hours, like this. I was scheduled to give only for 2 hours, but it ended up I spent from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock in the evening. So instead of 2 hours, I spent 12 hours at each university because it's face-to-face, and then the interaction is better. And then I spend a lot of time with students from S2 and S3 and PhD students. So I give them, we share information and we share knowledge and interact with them. And even on, today is Monday, right? On Saturday morning, I was invited to give a kuliah subuh. After subuh prayer, I was invited to give a talk at the masjid, at one of the masjid in Palu. Well, that was my first time to give a talk on cultural differences between Malaysia and Indonesia at the masjid in Palu. I was very honored. It was not planned. It's just that when I met somebody at Muhammadiyah University, and that ustad just invited me on the spot. He said, Pak Anis, would you like to come to our masjid and give a talk after Salat Subuh? And I said, why not? And then the best thing is that it's a funny thing, because when I was there, I didn't have the baju Melayu apa aja tuh, and I don't have the paci, the topi. So after my talk, one of the kakek over there asked me, ini Bapak kenapa nggak pakai topinya? Nggak ada topinya, nggak ada pacinya, dan juga bajunya kenapa pakai baju batik ini? I was shocked that the kakek asked me that kind of question. I think he's more than 80 years old. And then he asked me, ini apa? Ini ugamanya kurang atau gimana? Then I took the microphone from the MC and I say, ya Bapak ini ya saya minta maaf karena saya lagi musafir. Ini nggak ada di schedule-nya saya, ini saya diundang kasih ya, talk di masjid ini. Hanya malam tadi sekitar jam 11 malam langsung diundang kayak gitu. Makanya saya datang, saya hanya ada baju batik ini dan nggak ada topinya, nggak ada pacinya. But then I told him, I extended, I said that even though I don't wear the topi or the paci, it does not mean that my belief or my love to Allah is lesser. Right? It is just the same thing. And I told that kakek, because we are in the kantor, on Friday we are working. When we go to Solat Jumaat on Friday, I think most of us do not have topi or pacik to go for Friday prayer. Right? And that is the thing. And then when I enter the masjid, after the subuh prayer, everybody is distributing the kuih. Right? Indonesia is very famous with kuih. Even when I'm giving talk like this, Dr. Lenny give me the kuih. The kuih is right in front of me. And this is very uncommon in Malaysia. Right? After the subuh prayer, people serve the kuih inside the masjid. That was my first time. In Malaysia, we never had that. The food is usually being presented outside of the masjid. Right? Because they want to. Microphone is off. Microphone is on. You cannot hear my voice, Dr. Sinmin? Dr. Sinmin?
I can hear.
Everybody can hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear. I can hear.
Okay, alright.
Yes, I can hear. Yes.
Ya, kayaknya Dr. Sinmin itu yang ini ya, ada masalahnya sedikit itu. Right, so it is not very common for us. For us in Malaysia, to give food or any something like this to eat is always outside. All right, and then we always reserve the food at the end of any event. All right, I would like to, because I've been here for almost like, this is my almost 10 days. Whenever I'm in a function, everybody will say this word incorrectly. Everybody just look at the chat box. I will type this word. Okay, how do you want to pronounce this? What is the correct pronunciation for that?
Even.
Even? Itu nggak begitu benar itu. Humas?
Even.
Hilda, gimana mau ini bilangnya itu? What is the correct pronunciation? Humas Hilda, coba adik ini bilang ke saya mau dengar. Hilda? Hilda, Om lagi ini bicara samanya Hilda. How do you pronounce that word? Hilda nggak dengar saya itu kayaknya.
Hilda, mic-nya masih tertutup. Hilda, you can open your mic. Yeah.
How do you pronounce this word? Look at the chat box.
Event.
Yes, you have to say event. Kayaknya di Indonesia sering yang saya dengar event. Yang saya sering dengar di Indonesia itu event. Event itu maksudnya beda. Event is our program. Kalau disebut event itu yang makannya. Even if. Kalau program harus dibilang event. Right? We are glad to have you in our event today and we would like to proceed. Itu yang benar itu. The pronunciation has to be correct. Because with English, if we pronounce it incorrectly, the meaning can be different. Right? So ini if you want to improve English that is related to our topic today, the word that we say would bring many meanings. Right? Because English is our second language. Right, Pak Arif, Dr. Arif? English is our second language. It is not our mother tongue.
Yes.
So when we try to talk in English, we have to pronounce that word by word. We have to pronounce that word by word, and we don't have to be rushing. If you rush to talk in English, then you will make more mistake. and people will understand us because English is our second language. When we communicate with other people in English, everybody knows that English is our second language, and we do not have to impress anyone. We do not have to impress anybody that we are very good in English. Just talk, yeah, just talk normally and tell them, yeah, and talk with them word by word. And of course, yeah, with English, we need to practice in pronunciation, and it will be better from time to time. Okay, and that is one of the objectives for today. That is, when we communicate with others, we would like others to understand us. Because when we communicate, we want people to understand what is the message that we try to say to others. Right? So we don't have to talk too fast. Just talk in English, because it is second language. Try to pace ourselves. Try to talk slowly so people can understand us. Like what I'm doing now, I'm not rushing because we are not face-to-face. If face-to-face, I could talk faster because you can see my reaction, you can see my hands are moving, you can see my face in front of you. So people can understand us better. But then when we are online, we better talk slowly, right? And then people can hear us slowly, and people can listen and follow what we are trying to say. All right, so that is the thing. That is also communication. When we are trying to communicate with others in different language, with not the mother tongue of us, we have to talk slowly. Sometimes when we speak in different languages, when we talk too fast, we become too nervous. When we become too nervous, then we make more mistake. Then we will make more grammatical errors, especially when we talk in English, if we talk too fast. All right, everyone. So that is my message number one for today. When we talk in different languages, in English, try to talk slowly, right? Try to talk slowly, and then try to say that word by word. In English, it's better to say word to that word. That is good. But continue. So yeah, I've been here in India for pretty, and I'm very glad that it add in a new message and new knowledge to me actually.